Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, today's video is extremely important to me. I want to talk about bitterness and getting some of that hate out of your heart. So, I have a bunch of notes because I've been wanting to do a video and talk about this for a while now. And so, I had to make sure I don't miss anything. Because I see it so much now, and it's a lot of men being bitter as well as women. It's not a specific gender that's being bitter towards the other. It's going all the way around. But in order to get rid of that, there's some work that has to be done. So let's get started. The first point that I want to make is to get that hate out of your heart, you need to take responsibility for choosing partners and relationships that don't serve you. Yeah, I said it. You chose that person and then chose someone just like them and then chose someone just like them and wondering why you're in this same situation. It's the choices that you're making. These relationships and these people are showing you that they are not serving you. They are not serving the purpose that God has for you in a relationship. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't serve a purpose in your life. It just means they don't serve the purpose in the relationship that God has in store for you. Point number 1. Oh, it gets better. My second point, how long are you going to blame the other person for how they treated you? Just curious. At some point, you have to take accountability and acknowledge that they only do what you allow. That person is walking all over you and treating you like a doormat because you continue to allow it. They may or may not be this horrible person that you've made them out to be, but you've given them the welcome mat to be that person. If you continue to allow disrespect, they're going to continue to disrespect you. If you continue to allow the bare minimum, knowing that you need more and you want more and you have stronger desires, they're going to keep giving you the bare minimum because you're allowing it. So how long are you going to play victim and keep putting the blame on how this person did you without accepting accountability for what you allowed? That doesn't mean that this person didn't hurt you. That doesn't mean that they weren't wrong. It doesn't mean any of that. But all it means is that in order for you to make better choices, you have to identify what went wrong on your end as well. What did you allow that you shouldn't have allowed? When should you have put your foot down and said enough is enough? When should you have spoken up about your feelings? I told y'all this is getting good. This has been deep up in my mind for a long time. So, I got pages. Talk about being bitter and harboring those ill feelings. But you can't take that baggage into your next relationship or a new situation. Whether it's your intention or not, you can't do that. It's not fair to that new person to come into a situation where they don't stand a chance because you're still harboring ill feelings towards the last couple of people. That new person does not deserve to pay for the last people's mistakes. And people say, oh, that's common sense. Well, duh. But you're still doing it. You're not opening up to this person because of how the last person treated you. You're not willing to take a chance because of how the last person did. You're still harboring those feelings. Is it easy to get over those feelings? Absolutely not. But that's why your choices matter. If you know that you're still harboring that hate, that bitterness, why are you even trying to pursue something with someone else? Work on yourself so that you can be a better person, so that whoever comes along, who God has in store for you, can get the full flourishing version of you. That doesn't mean you're perfect. It just means you're not hanging on to that baggage anymore. It's, oh, you done took it to Goodwill, donated it, somebody else can have it because it's no longer your issue. Next topic. Making smarter decisions. Your choices, your decisions matter. Y'all be out here mad at the world for your choices. Yes, I said it. You're mad at the world and you're mad at everybody else for the choices that you choose to make. You having babies by people who done showed you who they were long before the child was conceived. You knew that person wasn't going to change. And you chose to be the fool in thinking you could change them and mold them into what you wanted them to be. People have to change on their own. Not because you think that your love is enough. My love will make him change. I just love him so much. I just know he'll change. She ain't never had a man treat her like me. She gotta want to change. She gotta want to do better. Please make that make sense. Love is never enough. And I'm going to say it again. Love, the love that you have for somebody is never enough. Your choices, that's what leads you to these places and making these decisions. The choices that you're making. You're mad at the world or mad at every single person you come across who tries to pursue you because you still chose to push forward with someone who showed you who they were. They showed you who they were the first time y'all broke up. They showed you who they were the second time y'all broke up. Now you took them back a third time and now you feel stuck because maybe there's a baby involved or they're relying on you for whatever, emotional support, financial support, whatever it is. Maybe you've decided to move in together. There's a lease. There's some type of binding that's holding you together. You should be mad at yourself for not believing that person when they showed you who they were. Oh, baby, I'm going to change. I really want this to work. Where's the action? Words mean nothing when someone's actions are telling you different. Oh, they just don't know how to express themselves, or he's learning, relationships are new to him. No. I don't care if that person has never been in a relationship before in their life. When their feelings are true and pure and genuine, they will naturally learn and do what they need to do in order for that relationship to flourish. So with that person who's actually trying, who may make a mistake, but their actions are showing you that they're trying, that's different than somebody telling you, baby, I want to make this work, and keep doing the same stuff over and over. They showed you and continue to show you who they are, and it's time for you to listen. Some might say I'm choosing violence today, and well, let's continue then. One of the most difficult things in my next point is to accept the fact that every relationship in your life serves a purpose. And that purpose may not mean that that relationship is meant to last forever. There's always a lesson to be learned, whether that's how to love yourself more, how to build strength in getting over that heartbreak, how you heal and move forward with a healthy relationship is what you take from the experience, not those negative and bitter feelings. So a lot of what we carry in a relationship from the next to the next, or just in general, is based on the experiences that we've had. And some of y'all are skipping over the lessons that need to be learned because you rather hang on to the hurt and the pain because that's that comfortable place for you. It's time to get uncomfortable. Take the lesson from that relationship, and that's what you push forward with. What did I learn about myself? What did I learn about the things that I allow? It might be that maybe you were in the wrong, but you were so caught up in what was going on that you didn't even realize that. And now the relationship is over and you haven't taken the time to properly reflect or heal or be in that lesson that needed to be learned. So now you're doing the same thing in the next relationship. Take the lesson, and that's what you move forward with. That's what's going to help you heal and be able to have a positive, flourishing relationship. It doesn't mean relationships are perfect. Nobody's perfect. We know this. But what it means is that you're making that conscious effort to put in the work, to be in a healthy relationship. Some of y'all just love toxicity, and that's where y'all like to stay. It's not toxic. It's not fun. Where? Who want to be crying and stressing and getting gray hairs and losing weight, looking like a crackhead because somebody done broke your heart? Who wants to? That's not fun. You want fun, heal properly so you can take your full self into a new relationship and actually share some fun experiences with someone who's on the same page as you. But that might be too much for you. So I'm going to wrap this up with my last point on this topic, and that is fear. Fear is the only thing that's holding you back from flourishing in a healthy relationship. Fear is the only thing. Some of y'all are afraid to start over with someone new. It's a big one. I see it all the time. Some of y'all are in relationships and are miserable because you just don't want to start over with someone new. And it's just easier to try to make it work with something you're familiar with rather than take that leap of faith and end up in that loving, flourishing relationship. You don't have nothing to lose but a chance at real love. And you already missing that chance if you're sitting around stuck. Letting somebody go is never easy. But the longer you let fear control you, the longer you hurt inside. The longer you continue to put yourself on the back burner, and the longer you suffer. If you let these fears of being heartbroken and being afraid to start over hold you back, you're missing out on so much. You're missing out on the opportunity for someone to show you the love that you deserve because of fear. You ain't afraid to do nothing else. You wasn't afraid to apply for that job. You wasn't afraid to go to that interview. Some of y'all ain't afraid to fight, pull up on everybody, run up on anybody. But you afraid of real love, at a chance for somebody to love you and be in a healthy relationship that you deserve? Make it make sense, because it doesn't. You're making this more difficult for yourself than it needs to be. You got to let that fear go. The combination of fear and poor choices is what's keeping you in the situations that have you bitter. A lot of you are still in these relationships, and some of you are not. The relationship is done, but the bitterness is still there because you're still harboring those feelings and that fear. So work on that fear. Not easy. Not saying it is. I know, because I've been there. I've done it. That's how I'm able to tell you it's not easy and that I know it's a struggle. But the feeling of joy and pure happiness that you have when you let that bitterness go, there is nothing more peaceful than seeing someone who broke your heart and it not having an effect on you. And when I say not having an effect, it doesn't mean that that person never meant anything to you. It doesn't mean that you don't cherish or appreciate the memories that you had with that person. But it means that you're in such a healthy place with yourself and you've come to the decisions that you've made and accepted them. You can look at that person and be like, I honestly wish you well, because I'm great. I want you to do well just as I'm doing well. It takes a big person to say that, and it takes a lot of work to get to that point. But it can be done. The first step, let it go. Get rid of the bitterness, get rid of the hatred, just that bad energy. Let it go. Nobody should be able to control your mood to where their name comes up and it's just or you're happy partying with your girls, somebody's name comes up and your whole mood changes. Now you looking sad and depressed. For what? That person ain't worried about you. They out there living their best life. They done moved on 3, 4, 5 times and you still over here stuck, bitter, mad, in your feelings. For what? Love yourself. Be intentional with the work that you do on yourself, because that's what matters. What you pour into yourself. As you continue to pour into yourself, it will allow you to be a light and pour into others. So with that, I hope you take something from this. If not, share it with someone else. They may take something from it, and they may share it with someone who may take something from it. Enjoy the rest of your day.